became one big Hollywood movie.
I wish they would have spent a little more time on his movie era, but I also understand that it's already a 3-hour movie, and I mean, you got to hit all the major points of his life. You'd have a 5-hour-long movie if you wanted to add just a couple more eras in there. He had so many eras through his life that were iconic. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to the 4-hour cut that's supposedly out there. The director mentioned it, and I cannot wait for the 4-hour cut. I'm going to be watching that as soon as it drops, whenever that will be. I'm hoping soon. Come on, Baz. For the Elvis fans, you got to release the 4-hour cut and some footage that you said that no one's ever seen before. I want to see all that stuff. I need it. I need it in my life as an Elvis fan. The world did change.
My boy loved to spend, and with the hillbillies.
The Colonel was obsessed with Christmas, apparently, in this movie. It was like, he wanted Elvis just do Christmas songs, wear Christmas sweaters, gotta have Christmas trees. He was all about Christmas.
I don't need you to question me about how I support my family and every goddamn person here, you understand me?
According to an interview, Priscilla said he got his anger down, like, perfectly. And she's like, I don't know how Austin did it, because no one's ever really seen Elvis get upset like that. I've only read about it in books, and there's like an audio clip out there too where he gets pretty pissed. But yeah, it's pretty impressive that he was so immersed in the Elvis lore that he was able to nail the anger that Elvis would spout off sometimes, you know, if you frustrated him. It's a really cool detail.
That's the music that makes me happy. When I first came to Hollywood, I'd come up here and sit for hours. The sign was beautiful then. I really liked what you guys did, putting James Brown and the Stones together. What do you boys think my career is at right now?
It's in the toilet, Elvis.
Apparently he really said that in real life too, which is cool. They added that in the movie. You know, for as much as they changed about his life in this movie, that they nailed some of the things perfectly that really happened. You know, you gotta give and take with these things.
And when you're lost, people take advantage.
That's what the Colonel said in the beginning. He's like, you seem lost. And he saw an opportunity to make some snow.
Do some gospel.
Well, if you want to find yourself, get back to who you really are. A leather jacket, raw, dirty.
Here's Elvis Presley.
Man, they got this so dang perfect. It's amazing. I love how this has been recreated. Handshake up, baby.
That was energetic.
Gospel or rhythm and blues. They're gonna let me do what I want to do. Sing the music that I want. Music that makes me happy.
Okay, now let's segue straight into the whorehouse dances. Go.
Whorehouse?
Whorehouse? No, not the whorehouse.
That this nation is hurting. It's lost, you know. It have to make a statement, EP.
Presley does not make statements.
And all you can think about is how many goddamn sweaters I can sell.
Mumbling incoherently to the audience was a good show. There was a sign flashing applaud, telling them when to clap for it. But at the end of the show, there will be a Christmas song. You will be sued for breach of contract. I will have to leave you.
There must be lights burning bright somewhere.
One of my favorite Elvis songs ever. It's in my top 5 for sure.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, yes. You and I are on the same page.
Here comes the epicness.
We're lost in a cloud. We're trapped in a world.
Give that man an Oscar. Give that man an Oscar. Austin Butler, baby.
It's best that he didn't need me no more.
Go where you want, play where you want, and if they don't like it, you go someplace else. BB can.
Well, BB knows. Got the plane now. You should use it.
The Vegas years, baby. Probably some of my favorite Elvis performances ever are from this era. And I wish there was footage of when he first got there. Because I heard they were wild. And we just don't have footage of that. He didn't get the TV cameras and stuff until a little bit later. And that's what they show here.
I'll tell you in person. I think we need to go our separate ways.
Well, you may be right. International tours are very, very expensive. What if the next Elvis Presley show did not cost you a red cent?
He's snowing him so hard. He's so manipulative. I guess that's why he was the Colonel. That's why he was legendary. He knew how to keep Elvis reined in. Even when Elvis got to his wit's end with him.
I've been experimenting with a new big sound.
Snowman strikes again.
Another one of my favorite parts of the movie. One of the highlights. So good. And the way they remixed these songs for the movie, they punch so hard. Whoever did the mixing for this part of the movie is a genius. He killed it. According to the director, Austin improvised this too. He just kind of went and did his thing. And my God, so perfect.
Ain't nobody gonna do a better show than that.
Caught in a trap. I can't walk out when it don't believe a word I'm saying. No, shoving a criminal just by saying hello.
What are you going to pay me?
Suspicious.
Is the jackpot. I'll make it worth your while. As long as that boy stays on that stage. My boy's life burned brighter than even 15 years before. He could never compete with the love he felt from you.
Take my hand, take my whole I can't help it.
No, I knew a lot of people were wondering why the Colonel was so emotional there after this first performance, but according to one of the books I read recently, it was like the Colonel finally watched an Elvis performance when he came to Las Vegas, because before he would always observe the crowds and he never really paid much attention to Elvis's performance, but at Las Vegas he actually witnessed Elvis do his thing like truly for the first time, and he was really emotional, apparently, according to this book. So I think that's what they're trying to convey here, but I know a lot of people were confused, like, why is he crying? Why is he... But I think that's what it is. I may be wrong, but I think that's what's happening there. Let me know in the comments.
Girl that I swear to the world made the alligators look.
Am I the only one who ever thinks about Elvis's security?
Talking about, Colonel, I ain't gonna let these sons of bitches push me off the stage.
Taking care of business.
Taking care of business. I have that tattooed on my arm, by the way. TCB, baby. That's how you know I'm a real Elvis fan here, guys. I'm not just talking out of my butt. I know what I'm talking about. I've been living and breathing Elvis for 30 years, man. It just makes me so happy this movie's out. I finally got to see a good Elvis movie. And the people that made the movie had as much passion as anybody to make this as good as it is. I don't know. I need that 4-hour cut. That's all I'm saying.
I invented the world's first ever satellite concert. 1.5 billion people in one night.
He got the karate moves down so well, dude. It's so good. Oh, why do I love this movie? This is where things start to really take a turn. You know, I know it shows him mostly sad for the rest of this movie, or, you know, upset, or, you know, strung out on drugs and whatnot. I mean, and a lot of the people that are still alive that were around him said that they wish they would have showed more of the lighter side of Elvis in his later years, because he had a lot of good times back, you know, even before he died. He was still having good times when he was conscious and healthy, because he had little spurts of healthiness here and there. But that's one of the gripes from the people that were with him that saw the movie. They felt like the end of the movie was a little too depressing. But I don't know. Like I said, you got to give and take with these movies. You only got 2.5 hours to really capture the essence of his life, like the big moments and the important moments, the moments of, you know. So I think they did a good job with that. We could have used 4 hours though. That would have been nice. But I keep railing on that. I'm sorry. Back to the movie. This is where Priscilla leaves him. He had 2 other significant girlfriends after this, which they kind of skip over. But, like, what can you do, man? He had so many things going on in his life. You can't have it all, basically, is what I'm saying. And they did good with what they had, the time they had. Give them the Oscar. Just go ahead and do it. They deserve it. Heartbreaking.
You have to let me go. You have to let me go.
Part of the movie is so heavy, epic, sad, and Austin Butler absolutely kills the scene. He deserves that Oscar I've been yelling about for this scene alone. This gave me chills every time I've seen it. Woo! It's great.
I mean, why the Colonel kept turning them down? I have no idea.
I'd like to turn the house lights up,
And?
because now that you see Colonel Tom Parker, there he is. Locked me in this golden cage to keep me here forever. So I'm calling the truck, because Colonel's got some big debts, baby. I'm gonna get on my jet plane with Lisa Marie.
Stop this show. Mark, get this curtain down.
Fuck the ambassador. Oh, security. 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 You don't have a goddamn passport, you son of a bitch. You are fired. You're fired. You're fired.
That scene is so powerful. It's not even funny. Oh, man. Austin Butler killed this part. It's unbelievable. Whew. It's incredible. Brings tears to my eyes.
Well, that is what we owe the Colonel. We're broke. We're plain broke. We're gonna lose Grayson.
Not taking it back! And everyone to take a hold that we knocked the mama! But I am flying away. You blood-sucking old vampire. You Presley me, you toad.
If you are so determined,
Goddamn right I want out.
well, I will personally loan you the money.
I'll shoot you in your fat goddamn face.
Rock of eternity. It is forever, just beyond her reach.
And nobody's gonna remember me.
If you're dreaming, do it, baby.
I'm all out of dreams.
Elvis Presley died today. He was 42. Apparently it was a heart attack.
He could barely stand up.
This part crushes me, man. It's so freaking sad. I don't want to cry on freaking camera either. Ah.
So I'll keep singing a song.
That was it, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for one epic movie. I love this movie for so many reasons. Of course, the music. I've been a fan of this music for my whole life. Listening to Elvis was a family tradition. Every year, I would listen to Elvis with my grandma, who passed a few years back. I even got a picture of us together dancing to Elvis at Christmas. Every Christmas we'd do this. I don't know if you can see that, but she was a massive Elvis fan, along with my grandparents, my parents, and it's just, Elvis has really engulfed my whole life. You know, yeah, I do music myself. It has nothing, it sounds nothing like Elvis, but the way Elvis performed has a lot of influence on the way I perform, and you know, I copy a lot of stuff he does as far as the way he carries himself. But yeah, I love this movie completely. I know some Elvis fans, they can either be really cool or really lame. And what I mean by that is, like, there's Elvis fans that understood what this movie was trying to do. It was trying to put Elvis back on the map, because kids these days don't care about Elvis. Why should they? They got millions of artists and songs to choose from, and Elvis seems to be like a relic of the past. But this movie brought him to the forefront again, and the Elvis fans that like this movie realize that and appreciate that he's a big deal, and you should know about him. You should research his life. You should listen to his music. You know, because it's a very popular thing to just be like, oh, Elvis sucked. Because I heard that my whole life. I'm like, no, dude, you don't understand. You gotta just do a little bit of research and listen to songs that aren't his most popular. He's got so many good songs, so much good music out there. And yeah, I get annoyed with the Elvis fans who, like, their takeaway is, oh, Austin Butler looks nothing like Elvis. Like, that's like a big critique. And I'm like, who cares? You're never going to find anyone that looks like Elvis. He was literally a one-of-a-kind type of dude as far as looks-wise, and his voice was one of a kind. His persona, his charisma was once in a lifetime. You're never going to see that again. So to be mad that someone doesn't look like him is kind of ridiculous. But they found an actor who gave his life for this role, in the sense of, like, he poured his heart and soul into it and nailed the essence of Elvis, which was the most important thing for me. Like Joaquin Phoenix did for Johnny Cash. Like, he didn't look anything like Johnny Cash, but he embodied Johnny Cash to where you believed it was him. And that movie brought so many fans to Johnny Cash. It made Johnny Cash relevant again, because he wasn't relevant for a long time. And that's what this movie did. That's what Austin did. And so for all the haters out there for this movie are like, oh, he looks nothing like him, or blah, 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 you can get out of here with that, because Austin killed his role. Like I said, I think he deserves an Oscar. And yeah, I understand if you have gripes with how the movie played out as well. Like, if you're not a fan of Baz Luhrmann's type of directing or editing or whatever, I can get that to a certain extent. But I feel like the pacing that he had and all the visual trickery he was doing, he did it for a purpose, is to keep the story going, interesting, and I mean, if you wanted an Elvis documentary or something, like, there's plenty of those to watch. Go watch those. There's other Elvis movies that play it exactly like his life was laid out. I mean, go watch those if that's what you want, like a play-by-play. But this movie really just hit all the special moments and created an emotional journey. You know, just it hit all the right spots for me. That's what I'm saying. I know this is a long rant, and you probably didn't make it this far in the video, but I'm just ranting to myself, I suppose. If you made it this far in the video, you comment below. I made it to the end. But, yeah, I love this movie. Can't wait for the 4-hour cut. I've seen this movie now 3 times. I'm going to watch it more, probably every year with my family, because why not? But I hope you enjoyed this reaction. I'll see you on the next one right here on Reactions, baby. More movie reactions to come, so subscribe if you haven't already. Peace.
Suspicious minds. Suspicious minds.
We're caught in a trap. Oh, what's it doing to me? Running in your eyes. Caught in a trap. I love you too much.
Do whatever you want, Colonel, as long as that boy stays on that stage.
From the sea.